This is Grim 6, message received.
Killed him. Hey guys, alright, so on this video, we go out to the range and we bring our dry fire into live fire training. Alright, while I'm out there, I'm demonstrating how to do a 5-second draw, mag changes, transitioning from one target to another, transitioning between multiple targets and taking multiple shots on multiple targets. And then also a little bit of move and shoot, not a whole lot. For considering all this kind of training is mostly for the beginner, the new gun owners that are trying to learn and trying to get into the sport or to the hobby or into the self-defense aspect of things. It's important that you guys remember that slow is smooth, smooth is fast, okay? Start slow, you gotta crawl, walk, run. So you'll see that I make mistakes, I miss a couple of shots. It's not the end of the world. All I gotta do is take a breath, slow down, start again, and then as I'm succeeding, I start slowly speeding up. As the more I succeed, the more I speed up until I make that mistake or I make a miss again, and then slow down just a hair and start over. Start over from that new baseline that you've just established for whether it's a time or an accuracy shot, whatever the case may be. It's very important that you just keep calm, be patient with yourself, be patient with other people that might be there with you. It comes naturally to a lot of people. It doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. So it's going to be a hit or miss on that side of things. Just remember, if you make a mistake or you make a miss, breathe, slow down, and start again. Don't give up. It'll come with time. It'll come with practice. So a lot of mistakes that you might see on there, it's going to come down to form or fundamentals. Either I was drawing too quickly and just put too much of my finger in that trigger, and now I'm pushing or I'm pulling shots. You might even be able to see on a couple of them where my legs aren't quite bent. I'm not quite as forward as I should be. My arms are maybe too far extended. I'm starting to duck my head down. Those are all mistakes that happen, but that's part of practicing, and that's part of why I film myself very often, so I can see what I'm doing wrong. So I know what to further practice and to rehearse and make sure that I improve every time I go out, every time I train, whether it's dry or live fire. So make sure you guys check back in. There's going to be more videos coming up. This is the beginner shoot portion of shoot, move, and communicate. So the next videos coming out are going to obviously be on moving and communicating, and might start putting all three together into every video just to kind of help keep things lively so it's not boring, especially for new beginners. Help give you something to kind of aspire to or to look forward to into the future of getting yourself from basic beginner to shoot, move, and communicate fluidly and efficiently. All right. Thanks guys, hope you enjoy. Check back in. All right guys, so here we are at the range to do some live fire. Just remember, you got to have a shot timer to make this training extremely effective. It just really helps to build that muscle memory to make sure you're getting your shots down, your sights are on target, and your draw speed is going to be getting a lot faster. You follow through with this all the time. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of dry fire runs, make sure everything's going good, and then we'll get straight into the live fire. Straight into the live fire. Should give you guys a good demonstration of exactly how the live fire coincides with the dry fire. So we're going to go ahead and go straight into the live fire. I'm going to be using a steel target so you guys can hear that ping and understand how that's going to correlate with the beeping of the shot timer. last one was a 4.89. That's really good. You want to be within 1/10 of that 5-second buzzer. All right, so you just keep doing that and you keep practicing until you can do that consistently 10 times in a row, and then you can start bringing down that par time to 4 second, 3 second, 2 second, 1 second. Before you know it, you're doing sub 1 second draws from concealment, and it looks smooth, it feels good, and you're accurate. All right, thanks guys. Last one was a 1.55. This one was a 1.55. That miss came at a 1.33 seconds. So now that you can kind of get the basic understanding of how you go about your dry fire training, and then bringing that over, transitioning into the live fire training, the goal is to get faster, get accurate, and get deadly. All right, so remember, train hard, rest easy, get a shot timer, even if it's just an app on a phone. All right, thanks guys. All right guys, so if you've been practicing your dry fire training, everything's going really well, you're getting your draw and your first shots are down below 2 seconds, you're doing great, you're on the road to success. So after that, the next thing you can practice at home with dry firing and out here on the live fire range is transitioning between targets. Okay, so there's different trains of thought on how to transition. A lot of people like to lock the legs in and just pivot like a tank turret, right, using just their torso. whichever method you choose, whether it's bending the knees to lean the body so you can still keep the torso down to the hip frame, everything locked in tight and solid. No matter which way you want to go about it, when you're transitioning from one target to the next, you're going to want to lead with your eyes. All right, so you're bringing your gun to your eyes and not your eyes right behind the gun waiting until you get there. All right, it'll make you a lot faster on your transitions, and it'll help keep you from going past your targets because your eyes are already locked in, so now you're just bringing the gun to the eyes. So now that you've got your dry fire down, you've got your live fire range time in, and you're getting your draws below 2 seconds, you're on the road to success. So next thing that you can practice with both dry fire and live fire is going to be transitioning from target to target, okay? And you don't want to just lock yourself in from going left to right. Make sure you switch it up and go right to left too. Try to keep your targets fairly close together, but a minimum about 10 to 15 feet apart to get a good solid movement so you can practice tracking your sights across that movement field. .66 on that last transition. On that last one. So remember guys, it's not easy. It takes a lot of practice, and if you don't practice frequently, you start to lose it. As you can see here, it's taken me a few tries to get back into the transition, especially in a timely manner. All right, thanks guys. Train hard, rest easy. All right guys, so now that you've been dry firing, you've been live fire training, you've been transitioning targets, the next step that you can do to bring your skills up is to do a 2, 4, 6, 8 drill. Okay, so you set up 3 targets, have them separate, have them at a distance from you. You don't want to be super close to them. And you'll have them spread out so that you can transition between all 3 targets. You start in the middle, 2 shots, go to either side, 2 shots, go to the opposite side, 2 shots, and then back to the middle, 2 shots. All right, that'll help give you your training for transitioning between multiple targets, tracking your sights during all that process, and keeping your shots accurate so that you're making contact. So you're going to want to use cardboard or steel, and then check your work once you're done. All right, let's see how it works. Helps if you load the gun. That was a 6.22. All right. let's go check it out, see how we did. All right, let's go check it out, see how we did. So, transitioning and shooting this many targets, it can start to be a little difficult. Not the end of the world. So we got 2 right here. You guys obviously, you heard the steel. The target fell. And I forgot to mark the shots from the last iteration, but all 4 were a success. So remember, guys, hold yourself accountable, check your shots, make sure you're hitting. As you saw, I did not edit out those missed shots. It happens. Don't let that discourage you. Try again. Once you get your times, which mine was a 6.22, then try to go faster, like I'm about to do right now. .86 on that last iteration. 4.86. So it's not difficult to go faster. It's not difficult to stay accurate and go faster. As we're about to see, as I bring you guys up here, is that my shot spread is going to be a little more extreme. It's not going to be my most accurate work, but again, demonstrating to you guys how to train and practice to get better. One here. This would have been an A zone. This would have possibly been an A zone, most likely a C zone. Check on this one. Looks like 2 A's. Now, the second one on the outside left side there would have been close, but I'm pretty sure it'd be an A zone. So practice every day. Dry fire. If you're dry firing and you're live firing range time is not producing you to go faster or for you to be more effective or your shots to be a tighter shot group, you're doing something wrong. You need to change up your training and get back into it. Ammo's still fairly scarce, so I know a lot of people don't want to be shooting, but you have to shoot. And I've been spending a lot of money on ammo just to get back into it because it's been a long year of the ammo crunch. So slowly making progress, getting back up to speed. So remember, guys, train hard, rest easy. All right, guys. So the last iterations I was running my appendix carry holster. So now I've got my external open carry holster. This is my own proprietary. I made this one. Available on the online store. No shame. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just transitioning over to a move and shoot type of scenario, okay? Because you don't want to be stagnant. You always want to move, but all those situations or scenarios that I just demonstrated to you and showed you, those are great for beginners. It's good to know how to do everything and how to do it standing still, so that once you've honed in those skills, you can then translate them into shooting and on the move, okay? You don't want to stand still. It's bad to stand still unless you're behind cover and you've got solid fire on the enemy or the bad guy. Then it's okay to stay behind that cover, but just be prepared and be observant because you're going to want to move. You don't want to stand still. You get pinned down and then bad things happen, right? So I live in Colorado, so open carry is legal here. It's not a big issue, especially in the part of Colorado where I live. There's a little bit more freedom. People don't hassle me for open carrying. I could open carry all the time. And when I first moved out here, I used to open carry all the time before I got my Colorado concealed carry permit. It's not a big issue. If that's legal in your state and that's how you prefer to carry, then make sure you are good. Make sure you're fast and accurate with that gun from the open carry. Okay, if you are restricted to concealed carrying, make sure that's how you're training. Okay, put your training to work and make it work for you and for your real life situations. The bugs out here are getting out of control. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate this. I'll be starting on the left side. That'll be the initial attacker. The situation is just an initial attacker. All of a sudden, 3 more of them are drawing weapons, and I've got to skedaddle. So I'm gonna be moving left to right and putting 2 rounds on each target, and then we'll go through and check our accuracy. Oh, let me grab my pen first. So as you saw, we had a hiccup. Shot timer turned off, missed a few shots, made up for it in return. Let's go check our accuracy on the cardboard. So moving and shooting is difficult. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice. Again, it's one of those skills that are perishable. So don't be hesitant to practice it. Yes, missing shots does stink. I got 2 here. Missing shots really blows, especially with ammo prices right now, but you can't practice if you don't practice. So 2, both of those look like they'd be outside of the A zone. Not a huge issue. Different trains of thoughts on accuracy. To me, a hit is a hit. A zones are great, but when seconds count, just a hit is a hit. So I'm gonna run through it one more time, try to be a little more accurate on my shots. We'll see. So, reload in the middle of that. Great training. Wasn't planned, but it's great training. If you notice, I was starting to run out of room. I knew I was going to be going past my targets. So instead of continuing on in front of my targets, had they been actual bad guys, I immediately transitioned to moving backwards, reloading, and continuously moving the entire time. Okay, let's go check our accuracy on that cardboard. So as you can tell, I've been starting right about here. So it's about 20 feet from the target. And then as we transition, these cardboard are a little bit closer from the target. And then as we transition, these cardboard are a little bit closer. That's just to help simulate them coming towards us as we are moving. C-zone, possibly C-zone. All right. There we go. One dead center in the A zone, one outside in the C zone. Did I not mark it last time? All right. So, anyways, all shots are hitting. That's good. Missed the first shot, but we made up for it. Do not be discouraged by misses. Misses happen. And this is out here in the middle of the desert. It's not very stressful. Imagine what it's going to happen when you're dealing with a real life situation. It's going to be extremely stressful. You'll be very, very flustered and trying to make shots count. It's going to be important that you up your training all the time. Every time you get out there and train, integrate new stresses to it. The shooting and moving is a great stressor. Great stressor. Even better is to go 50 yards back, sprint up to the line, and then shoot and move. You want to see your shots start going haywire. Those are the stress shoots to practice and train on. But it's a slow progression, right? Crawl, walk, run. Don't start sprinting doing stress shoots and then, oh, I miss every single shot. Well, you didn't do the beginning parts first. You didn't hone in your skills to begin with. You just went straight full operator mode, and that was wrong. So start back from scratch. Start with the crawl, walk, run. Okay? Thanks, guys. Train hard, rest easy. All right, guys. So as you're progressing on with your training, make sure you change things up and you progress everything, not just one aspect of your training. So while we're out here, instead of blowing through all these rounds continuously on doing shoot moves and complete sets, now we can transition over to mag reload. All right, so what I've done is I've taken my magazine and I've placed one round in every magazine that I have on me, except for one where I'm going to get all my spare ammo to load these magazines with one round again. Right? I've also transitioned over to my speed belt. This is all open carry mags, open carry pistol, open carry AR mag, and tourniquet. Right? So if you have the tools, train with the tools. I have these. This is not what I carry on a daily basis. I don't go to the store wearing this, not unless I'm on my way to teach a concealed carry class or something like that. And this is already on. I'll wear it. Excuse me. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do 2 shots. Right, I've got 1 round loaded in the pistol, so the slide will lock to the rear. I will then go straight into a mag reload, 1 more shot on target, and we'll see what our times are and our accuracy. Brought the target up a little bit closer just so I can take the camera over there. You can see the shots are being placed, and it's not going to take so long to get set back up again. So we had a total time of 570 with a split of 394 on the reload. Okay, so obviously we can get faster. We're going to get faster, but this is something that has to be trained. It has to be practiced, and we'll go check and see how accurate we were on this. Okay, so we've got 1 here, possibly A zone, 1 definitely A zone. Okay, so that's good. That's accurate, and we're doing great. All we got to do is make sure that got no straggler for some reason there. So all we got to do is make sure that we are getting our sights lined up. I mean, yes, we're trying to be fast. We're especially trying to be fast on the reload. 3 seconds on a reload is a long time. And when it comes down to seconds, minutes are forever, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload these magazines with just 1 round each and do it again and try to get those times down. Again, that was a total time of 570. First shot was at a 1.76, which is garbage by itself. Especially for being open carry, it's a terrible time. That draw should be sub 1 second or just over a second at the very highest. So we're going to work on getting our draw speed down and our reload speed. Never rains, but it pours. .85, as you can see, always getting better, always getting better. Don't never settle for garbage. All right, so let's go see what our accuracy is. Looking pretty decent. Looks like we'll be just inside or just outside of A zone on both of those shots. So getting better, getting faster. It's just important. You got to practice. You got to come out here and practice, or all of it is for nothing. It's like having a fire extinguisher and never keeping it loaded. It's not going to do you any good when you need it, and it's not going to do you any good if you're not willing to use it. So have a firearm, train with that firearm, and rest easy, guys. Thank you. All right, about a 20-yard sprint into a single shot, reload, single shot. Let's check accuracy. All right, here we go. I found him. One up high, one dead center here. So, not bad. Let's see what our split time was. 8.36 total. First shot was at 5.6 with a 2.75 split. So, reloads are definitely getting faster. And I've only been out here for about half an hour working on reloads. And that's in between talking to you guys and setting targets, loading magazines and whatnot. So not too shabby. Just remember, guys, you got to practice. You got to train. You got to practice. The ammo is expensive, I know, but it's worth it. So don't be afraid to buy some ammo. Get out there and train. These are great drills to do. Single shot, reload, single shot. It's 2 rounds per iteration. Or you can just do single shots. Just work on getting that draw and that first shot placement down. Whatever you're going to do it hard. Do it well. Remember, guys, train hard, rest easy.
This is Grim 6. Remember, train hard, rest easy. Grim 6 out.